Peace Collective. This message is for a very special and rare individual, a surrender like no other. This is the message that we're getting into, channeled with the guidance of Archangel Michael. We're getting right into this reading, and just bear with me as I get these cards together. And everything is falling. That is just my luck. All right. So I like to cleanse the cards. So cleanse the cards from any other prior reading. Okay, perfect. Archangel Michael, what message do we have for this rare individual? Okay, and a surrender like no other. Clover. And I want to sit here and just speak, and I'm going to pull cards as I go along because this is going to be a very detailed and long message. You have been going through a lot in your life, and you've wanted to align with your soul's mission. You've been unapologetic about your soul's mission as well. And you refuse to do anything else. And you've been really overstimulated. I mean, really overstimulated. And it seems like everything you're doing, you know that it's in divine alignment, but it doesn't seem to be bearing fruit. In this season of your life, it seems as though the steps that you're taking to be this beautiful version of your ideal self is not aligning. And I want to acknowledge that you are that version of your ideal self. Regardless of what your circumstances look like, regardless of the pains that you're going through, the things that you've overcome, the sadness that you're processing, the overstimulation and oversaturation, it's all for a purpose. I had a feeling I was going to be crying during this reading. Just didn't think it was going to be happening so soon. And prepare yourself because tears may flow. And this is me coming to you unapologetically because I understand your struggle more than I even care to admit, because this reading, it's also very much for me. And the first card that came out was Clover. When I said this is for a very rare individual, a surrender like no other, this is exactly what it is. You are going through a deep surrender that is bringing luck into your life. See, you have a crown chakra that is wide open at this particular point in time. I am talking about wide open, that you are picking up information, that you are asking the creator, why am I even having access to this information? There's no point in me having access to this information, these insights, and, seeing into the lives of other people if I'm not doing this for the collective, if I'm not, being poured into, okay? If you're not being met with your worth in the services that you are providing. And this is specific to spiritual services, okay? What you do and how you're affecting the collective. And you may have even asked the creator to take these gifts away, and not necessarily because you want them to go away, but because you don't see that it's been bearing fruit in your life in this particular moment. And trust me, I'm gonna just leave that tag. I know that it's difficult. The only reason I see life worth living is if we can fulfill our soul's mission. So I understand the depths of what you're feeling. I'm feeling it too. But I feel like the divine is asking you, not even asking, it's requiring of you that you allow yourself to live for the first time. This isn't about marketing and putting yourself out there and starting your YouTube channel or your broadcast, or giving out your business cards or putting out flyers or having ads out on the internet. It's not about any of that. You know that in this surrender, it's very difficult what's being asked of you, but you're more than willing to oblige because you realize that the steps that you've been trying to do on your own and that you've been trying to control this process have not been working out for you. And you are over overwhelmed, overcome with emotions right now. And you're like, okay, I'm finally choosing to live. And in this moment of finally choosing to live, it's not just giving it over to the divine, you are giving it over to God. You are submitting to the calling that the place excuse me you are submitting to the calling that the creator has placed on your heart and soul, but understanding that you are not going to be the one to open those doors. It is in God's timing that those doors will be open, and you have to trust more than ever. Sorry, I'm trying not to ball out crying here, but I don't think I can help the tears this time, y'all. So um you know that you have to let go, because there's been so much oppositional energy that have literally tried to choke you out, okay? Because they didn't want to see you come into prominence, whatever position the creator has created for you. There's been so much that has tried to stop you from this. And so you're surrendering because you're like, God, you know what? I've done everything. I've done all the clearing. How much more cleaning can I do to my astral space when they keep coming and coming and coming? And this is an aspect of just letting go and letting God. And I'm not going to sit here and say that your life is going to turn around tomorrow or next month or even next year, because divine timing is divine timing in all of our lives. You've understood within the depths of yourself, by excavating the depths of yourself, that you don't want to be bombarded by energies that are not serving you for your highest good. And you've been feeling that. You've been feeling the pressures of the negative energies around, and I would suggest, if you don't have a head covering, please invest into one for yourself, because it is a godsend. I was having my own conversations with the creator, and the creator was like, cover your crown. Like, okay. I went out and bought one today. Y'all like it? Okay. I'm sorry. I'm trying to just, keep this light. So I feel like what this card is saying is live for the first time. Don't worry about the outcome. Don't worry about advertising. Just understand that living and being in your essence and in your light and this magnetics, those that are meant to be drawn to you will be drawn to you. And you'll know when it's the right time to let them know the products and services you offer. Right now, it's a moment of deep delayering. And you know what, I'm gonna cancel that. It's not necessarily delayering, it's an aspect of mm, being so present in in the moment, in your mind, in your energetic field, that other energies can't come in and pummel you, right? And try to get you to consent to a lower timeline. If you have to walk around, and I'm gonna just show it, okay, like this all day, do so. Not this coming out. It is okay. Walk around like this or like that all day, okay? Walk around ignoring the world because this is your season for you. This is your season to be so rooted in your peace that that wounded aspect of self can finally get the rest, and she doesn't feel like she has to be on guard because all these energies are just overstimulating her, over, you know, trying to, you know, do some trickster type of energy in the astrals. This is not something that you are comfortable with existing in. Your peace, your solitude, your solo space, the sovereignty of your mind, the sovereignty of your energetic space is important to you. You may feel like you don't want to talk to people right now. It's okay. Honor that. You may be feeling that you don't want to be touched by people. It's okay. Honor that as well. Okay. This is where you're saying, you know what? My sovereignty and my space is my space. You are not, you know, the person I'm speaking to, you are not doom scrolling. If anything, you are listening to, you know, frequencies. Okay. You are listening to messages that are uplifting you, again, for the collective consciousness. But you may not even be drawn to these messages at this point because you've heard enough and you know that it's about being in the stillness, being in the present moment. And in this, I feel like this is where luck, lucky encounters, chance encounters are going to be happening. I feel like this is where the good can finally come to you because you understand that you being in this masculine energy of trying to make it work is not the way you are intended to operate. And I want to say here, for some of you, you may be Pisces rising, right? Pisces may be prominent somewhere in your astrological chart, okay? And with Pisces rising, there is an aspect of deep surrender to the creator. And when you try to fight against what the creator has in store for you, okay, you're not allowing it to come to you. You have to truly surrender, and in that, understand that there is rewards coming to you. Okay, Clover, this is where the fruitfulness of life, you get to experience it genuinely, what you want to experience. And so I want to sit here and say, you know, events that you go to, right? Whether it's sitting by the beach, being by the water, the person that I'm talking to, you're not drawn to many things. You're not drawn to many people. You are drawn to nature for sure. You are drawn to the elements for sure. You are drawn to rain. You are drawn to water. You are drawn to mountains, to hills. You are drawn to everything that's good and everything that's right within the world. You are drawn to peace, to meditation, to yoga, and you may not even want to do this with other people. These are things that you are doing within your own conscious life. You are drawn to healthy foods, to your fruits, your vegetables, your coconut water, hydration, your rest, your self care. This is where your luck is going to expand, okay? And so this is about surrendering. This is about surrendering, but not surrendering, allowing things to just, you know, unfold in your life like degradation or anything like that. No, this is where you are so hyper focused on you. Okay. This is where you are pouring into yourself unapologetically, where you are telling people, you know what? Hey, I may have hugged you before. I don't feel like hugging right now because I am in a sensitive space. You may be experiencing panic attacks or anxiety attacks because of how much you are processing people's energies around that you are not even being paid to process. And guess what? If you are processing people's energies, if spirits want to come mess with you and give you all these, you know, messages for people around, they better put some money in your astral bank. They better make sure that you are being taken care of. You are nobody's personal medium. You are nobody's personal psychic. No one can use you for free. This is where you stand your ground. You stand tall, like you know your worth. You do know your worth, and you walk in that. What else do we have for this person? Archangel Michael. Oh, am done because I was just talking about being outside, the things that you like. We got garden, okay? Didn't I say you are drawn to nature, okay? And but in this, because it's talking about public venues, society, I feel like this is where you're going to again meet your people. Confirmation for what I was just saying. Thank you, Archangel Michael. This is where people are going to be drawn to you. This is where you're going to find your audience. And it's not even that you're looking for the audience. So I'm going to cancel that. This is where your clients, your audience is being drawn to you, okay? This is, like the outdoors, playing the field. This is your playing field. And it's not necessarily that you can be walking to the store, okay, and you're just with your headphones on, listening to music, dancing, having a good time, and someone comes to you because they're drawn to your magnetics, the happiness, the joy that you're carrying, okay? I feel like for you, this is where life, is ultimately going. You're having your chance meetings, and it's not to sit here and say that you can't be around community, but you are very sensitive. You're in a very energetic, sensitive spot, in a very energetic, sensitive space, and it's important for you to honor that. It's important for you to honor the fact that you need your solo time. You need to listen to your voice. You need what you need, and you are no longer pursuing you know these you're no longer pursuing your soul's mission. Your soul's mission is not pursuing you, okay? This is where you're sitting in your magnetics, and the card that came out, and I love that, thank you, is the cross, okay? Destiny, spirituality, divine guidance, okay? I feel like the first card for, or the first word to be there is destiny. This is divine alignment, and it doesn't matter if it happens when you're 37, 36, 24, 45, 50, 60, 80 on the other side. This is something that and I'm gonna cancel the other side because I feel like for you, you are meant to really step into your soul's mission. And I want to sit here and say that there's like this, angelic that I know, big brother, and he's absolutely beautiful. And he told me something, and it resonates with me. He said, not that he was going to tell me my mission in life, but he was like, I feel like your purpose is to not live life from a desperate standpoint, out of desperation, out of despair. And looking back at that message and looking back at those words that he uttered to me, it makes a lot of sense because when you're no longer desperate, right? Whether it's for your soul's mission, for any needs, and you realize like that the creator's going to supply everything you need and more. This is where destiny comes into fruition. This is where the light of the divine shines upon your life. This is where you fulfill your soul's mission by letting it go. And the reason why it hurts, the reason why there's tears to cry over this is because for you, this is the only reason worth living, truly. From the depths of your heart, from the depths of your soul, there's nothing else that you would rather do. And being forced to do anything else feels like a death. And Spirit is asking, okay, well, until this destiny of yours unfolds, what can you do? What can you go out here and enjoy? And I don't care if it's just public places in nature, because nothing else calls to you. And this is where you don't go do something just for the sake of doing it. If it's where you want to sit at a park and absorb the sun all day, then that is what you are being called to in this particular season. It is a deep surrender like no other that is going to open the doors for you because you have aligned with your magnetics. You've done all the work, you've done the cleansing work to get ready. You see what is happening in the spirit realm, okay? You know how to cleanse your energetic space. You protect your energetic space. You protect your sovereignty. You protect your mind. You're protective of your vessel. You're protective of your energy. And so now go to places that are going to allow you to bloom, even if it's with music in the headphones, even if it's you dancing out in nature. Pour into you unapologetically, and now your destiny is going to meet you. And as I said, that 2022, that was a powerful year for me, by the way. All right, Archangel. Oh, I love that. Um, but it didn't fall out, so let's not. All right, let's see. What else? You know what? And it showed up again. Thank you. Okay. Golden ticket. And not the Wheel of Fortune underneath it. I guess I had to shuffle it again to get the the pair. This is your golden ticket. Presence. Being so present with yourself. Being so present that you're aware of your inner thoughts, right? And there's certain things that I want to bring to this, because the reason why this golden ticket is coming out and the presence is really calling out to me is because if you hear other people having certain conversations, right, and you're a medium, you're, a channeler, right, you speak with spirit. Spirit is trying to tell you something, and then this intrusive thought comes in, and then to say, well, not right now, right? And but spirit was just trying to align something for you, and that intrusive thought came in and now was basically blocking what spirit tried to manifest for you. Okay, this is why you're very protective of your energy right now. This is why you're feeling the need to detox. Okay, this is why you're detoxing. This is why you're being drawn to water, to electrolytes, the coconut water, natural electrolytes. You're being drawn to fruits and vegetables. You're being drawn to, feeling lighthearted. Excuse me, your heart feeling, your heart lighter than a feather. God, I don't know why that came took a long time to say. Not only that, you may also be really conscious of your health, not for beauty standards and not even because you are overweight or anything like that. But if you've been in a situation maybe where you had to eat more processed foods, you're being turned off by that, you know. And the reason why you may be being turned off by that is because there's a heaviness that you feel. And with those processed foods, even if you're vegetarian, if you're consuming, some type of like dairy, that is also making you feel heavy. If you're consuming animal products, it's also probably causing you to feel heavy. You have this need to feel light. You have this need to feel like all those energetic, just what's the word? I'm calling energetic violations, right? Where just energies want to pound your energy field and overstimulate you and oversaturate you. You're just like, get up off of me. And so you could be drawn to, parasite cleanses right now, detox. You are just you have this overwhelming need to feel light, to feel free. And you are free. You are so free, and you know this, but you're just like, I can't process, the energies of everyone and everything around. And this is why it's important to cover your crown. This is, important to, do cleansing rituals where you could get a cup and put salt in the cup and put it under the bed when you sleep, and throw the cup out afterwards, cleanse it again for the next day. This is where you are refusing to engage with people. People may try to talk to you, and you may, do the prayer hands, do the little head bow. And so your golden ticket is speaking to that presence, the presence of being so in your inner world. And regardless of the distractions around, you are tuning it out. Even if you got to buy earplugs, because I know I've had to buy earplugs. Okay. I'm like, nobody talk to me. I don't see nothing. I don't hear nothing. I keep my very tunnel vision um to where I want to go. And people still feel like they need to speak. I am polite, of course. Um don't speak to don't speak to me. If it's shallow conversation, I don't do shallow. Spirit has been testing me on this. I've had to work on my shallow skills. These people who are operating in the unconsciousness, okay, I just can't. But we are operating in a world where you don't want to be rude, right? So you can keep the conversation short. You can say, yes, take care of yourself. Because I don't like wishing anyone um, to have a good day because you don't know what they're meant to experience to actively wake them up in their journey. So they can take care of themselves. You have the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, this is speaking to fate, karma, cycles. Listen, again, destiny is coming up. There is no way that you are this beautiful, divine, magical being who has worked on themselves so much, and for your future, your destiny to not come into fruition doesn't make sense. Okay, and so is again this deep surrender. And I'm not saying don't advertise at all, right? I feel like this is moving with discernment, right? Where you are very magnetic. But if you're drawn to if you're drawn to someone, if you're looking at someone hard, if you know that there's a reason why you're being pulled in that direction, you give them a business card. Keep your business cards on you. Put up a flyer if you choose, to do so, but do not go out into the world with the intentions of I'm going to put myself out there. Go out into the world with the intention of I want to live. I want to experience this today. I want to experience this park. I want to experience, this nature spot, this beach. I want to experience this garden. You know what? They're having a light show. I would really love to see this light show. You are going out into the world, experiencing the world because you want to do something. And if you take the opportunity to advertise, okay, in those spots, wonderful. But that is not the sole reason, because if you are going out with the sole reason of marketing and marketing is not your passion, my dear, that is not going to be fruitful. You are putting yourself out there with the energies of something that you love. You love to ground, you love to dance in a field of flowers, you love to ground and dance under the sun, under the stars. This is where your alignments are going to meet you. What else, Archangel Michael, do we have for this person? Oh, not the home deck. Excuse me. That was not it. I dropped so many cards. Pause this for 1 second. Hold on. That was a mess. Got to come back to this. Okay. All right. Oh, oh. And here I go. Oh. Okay. All right. So these are the cards that came out. The first one is anchor. Okay. So you are being stabilized in your new reality. You are being stabilized in upgrades. I'm hearing the upgrades that are happening right now, and this is why you could be very sensitive um, in this. But understand that what you're being anchored into is something beautiful. It's a beautiful blooming, it's a beautiful blossoming that's taking place between you and the divine. And in this anchoring, your life is never going to be the same because you are now operating and moving in life from a very different vantage point. You are being anchored in truth. You are being anchored in, stillness, tranquility, peace, in divinity, in your higher self. You are being anchored in your energy that nothing can come in and, you know, no, okay, no storm can come in and remove you from your spot, okay? And I want to sit here and say you may have had things try you recently where you were in such peace, okay? Maybe you're facing a book, okay, or your studies, whatever you may be doing, and something actively tried you. And guess what? Because they tried you, you used your voice. You've been honoring the fact that your peace will not be disturbed. You are honoring the fact that your safety and your peace come first for you at this particular point in time. And your I call it in the season of I'm in my tattletale season. I am in my teacher's pet season. If there's anything that is coming into my energetic field to disturb me, oh, I'm gonna tell whoever can handle the situation, or I'm gonna tell the creator. And guess what? Or maybe I'm telling both. I'm telling both actually. And that energy was removed swiftly. Okay, that energy may have tried to get you to have certain reactions on a parasympathetic nervous system, and you were able to come back to center. Okay, so your parasympathetic nervous system is also having upgrades at this particular point in time, also concerning the gifts that um, are expanding in your life. And you are no longer actively even looking for these gifts to manifest themselves more fully, because you understand that the parasympathetic nervous system is a very delicate system that's been put in place to keep someone grounded within themselves. You have gone through too much trauma, you have gone through too much pain, you have been on a fight or flight response for most of your life, and now your body is saying, I need peace. And so you are choosing peace, you are choosing that groundedness, within yourself. You are choosing to come back to center at all points in time. This is what's happening. The next card we got is rings. Okay, I feel like this is your contracts. These are contracts that I feel like you signed. You enlisted for this. You enlisted for this path to go the way that it's been going. And let me tell you, you have done a lot, okay, already. So, congratulations to you. You've done a lot from the standpoint of breaking generational cycles, breaking generational patterns, that trauma, overcoming that trauma, transmuting the trauma. And now it's like you're faced with a whole nother task of surrendering to your soul's mission. And you're just like, my goodness, have I not gone through enough? Has my nervous system not had it already? Now I gotta create these new pathways. And you did, you created them, my dear. Okay. But now it's literally let go and let God. Let God be the one to open up these doors. Okay. This isn't where you're not showing up for yourself. This is where you're actively showing up for yourself and ignoring others, where you're actively showing up for yourself and ignoring others, and ignoring the needs of others, and ignoring the demands of others, in ignoring the will of others. It doesn't mean that you don't want to add anything to the collective. You have added what you're going to add to the collective up until this point, my dear. You have been in a drought. You need to be poured into. Okay? And so this isn't you lacking resources. I'm gonna take my bag and I'm gonna make it happen. My dear, you are tired. You are exhausted. You are flabbergasted at how your life has played out. I'm flabbergasted, blasted, whatever it is, for you as well, because I cannot keep doing it, and it's time for things to change. Okay, and so in this contracts of you going into the sweetest surrender, because it is the sweetest surrender in getting you in a position where now you are being the CEO, the bear of your life, and these contracts were for you to go through these things as difficult as you did. I do believe that there is no mistakes in the process that we go through. I do believe that some certain things are extensive, but if you didn't go through those things as extensively as you did, would you have woken up? Would you have had the desire to be as pure hearted as you are? Probably not, you know? And so, oh, this came out to me with the card Circle of Trust. This is a trust fall with the divine, the circle of trust, where you are trusting that you haven't been guided to nothingness. You know what I mean? When I say nothingness, like lack, that's not, that's, it's incomprehensible. Sorry, I'll be butchering some words sometimes. Y'all bear with me. Y'all get what I'm saying, right? Okay. incomprehensible, and that you would go through all this and go into this deep, deep surrender and not bear the fruits of your labor when you know that it is possible, when you know that things are meant to bloom for you. And I'm not saying that you don't have the aspects of the wound itself that haven't been resistant to things in the past. Of course, we have to acknowledge those aspects of our subconscious self, but we also have to acknowledge the fact that you have been taking actions regardless of fear. You have been moving forward in what the creator, what the divine has been telling you to move forward. Those steps that you've been guided to take, you're taking them. So how can it not work out for you? That's just insane. There's no way that it isn't. Now, when? That's a different story. But the point is, you did get the bear. And this is the first time I've ever had this card come out. This is the boss, the CEO, judge, coach, finance, benefits, wealth, the mama bear, protective, strong, large, muscular, rich, affluent, hairy. You might have a lot of hair. Let me find out. We about to have some hair upgrades. Their hair is going to be coming in. Yes. Thank you, creator. I would snap my fingers if I could, but I can't. Judge your mama. No, not Mama Bear. Okay. If she was a good mama, don't judge your mama. If she was a bad mama, give her to God so God could judge. You could just do your side eyes, like, Let me not be giving bad advice. I'm sorry. I got to, okay? Because this is probably going to be one of the last readings I do on this channel. Because I'm going to be busy living my life. I'm taking this advice because, as much as this is for whatever rare individual finds this reading, it's 100% resonating with everything that's going on in my life right now. And am I the rare individual I'm recording this for? If there's another one of you out there, hey, collective, because we've had tears and laughter to the point that you feel like you can't stop laughing and like you're going mentally insane, but you know that you're not going mentally insane, right? Anyways, I'm being told to reel it in because, yeah. Anyways, so this is where you're being put in a position of prominence over your life. This is where you are being put in a position of, you know, cultivating wealth, but wealth being cultivated for you, and Mama Bear is going to make sure that her children eat okay. And this is Mama Bear trusting Papa Bear, Mama Bear trusting the creator, the divine. And this is where it's going, y'all. So, what else, Archangel Michael, do we have for this particular being? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay. So we got the woman. All right. So I feel like you're definitely divine feminine. Okay. The ship, you're definitely going places, regardless of what stagnation it may look like at this moment. You're just, you're allowing the creator to guide the ship of your life. Okay. You are going places. This is a really beautiful thing. That's unfolding, that's happening. Then you got stars, wishes do come true. These are divine alignments that are unfolding in really beautiful and dynamic ways. And just trust that it really is divine timing, that the creator um, has this beautiful energy unfolding for you. So thank you. Sorry, I got a little distracted. I thought somebody was waving at me in the window, and I'm at the library. Anyways, so we have sunrise again, new dawn, new day, new beginning, and this is just you showing up for yourself, and you are building, a home, because we got house. I feel like this is speaking to home frequency. You've made it. You've made it to home frequency. Um, and I do feel like, because the overarching card is kind of like birds on a wire. I feel like your name is going to be made. It's there's going to be not made. Let me cancel that. Your name is going to be running through circles. Okay, people are going to know who you are, um, and not necessarily all the best circles. Because but Archangel Michael's saying that's not what like the card is talking about. The the bird on a wire is speaking to your name actively being known in circles that are meant to align with you. Okay. Um, I'm going to pull some tarot cards because I am genuinely taking my time with this reading. I am not in a rush. And let's see. So cleanse the cards from any of our prior readings. What other cards or information do we need? Oh, okay, well, it didn't pop up, so wait for something to pop out here. Because, all right, so we got a ton of pentacles, my dear. I feel like this is contentment for sure. I feel like this is community speaking. There's like this man walking, and, there's this woman. Um, and I feel like give me one second. I'm just looking at this card. Give me clarity, Spirit. What else? What is this concerning? Oh, oh, oh. Oh, the High Priestess. Okay, yeah. So this is a surrender. Okay, so I do feel like because you are surrendering to, the High Priestess energy. Wow. Um, the High Priestess energy. I feel like you have this energy of mystery, right? Surrender into your intuition. I feel like this is speaking to, you know, um, you allowing. Sorry, she has like a Torah in her hand, but I feel like this is the depths of your story being written, right? And secret, not secret, sacred passages. And in these sacred passages, your story has already been written and you're discovering that story, and I feel like the aspect of you discovering the story with the high priestess is someone who is very much in tune, with like occult practices, right? Is seeing into the realms for what it really is. I feel like this is where, the I feel like I'm a broken record right there. The you've poured so much into your knowledge and your inner world that you can help others, right? If that's where it's meant to go for you, unfold for you. But I think that there is an aspect of like a mysterious woman, right? And people really being drawn to her. And just like the 10 of Pentacles, right? You have this woman that is being drawn to a man, right? And so I do feel like for some of you, there could be a divine counterpart where, his manifestation energy or even his presence, his light is allowing people to be drawn to you who are going to be stopping you, who are going to be having conversations with you. One moment. So, like I was saying, I feel like this is, speaking to, kind of like your divine masculine, right? Whether your divine masculine is embodied or disembodied, in your physical reality or not, there's the energy of the divine masculine, divine feminine with all of us coming into a balance. So, I do feel like for some of you, this could speak to a divine, counterpart. And in this divine counterpart, really looking after his woman, also helping align her magnetics with manifestation, right? And this is about working together with the divine feminine, divine masculine energies within. Again, the high priestess, you understand that your energy is sacred. You understand that you have access to knowledge that not everyone should have access to because they haven't done the work to receive that. With that being stated, we also have the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords to me speaks to, obviously you have people who are trying to um make sneaky attempts, plans that are going to fail, right? And you've obviously already been dealing with that. You've been dealing with people who've been sneaky. You've been dealing with people who have been trying to steal your riches. But guess what? Here comes the divine is saying, "Oh no, you're not going to get away with this." And not you, divine feminine, who I'm speaking to. And you might be a divine masculine. I don't want to like limit, but I do feel like this reading is specific for someone who does spiritual services. I feel like this is very much specific to a divine feminine. Um, and your calling with the creator, you know what I mean? Because this is speaking to, your magnetics, your soul mission. So you have the Ace of Pentacles, and this is speaking, to like again a union with the divine, you coming into like, riches, but again, like an intelligent type of richness, right? Where it's stability and abundance that's going to last, right? And I do, ooh, and as I said that, 45, 55 recording time, I feel like this is also going to be coming in with a speed, right? And I'm not going to sit here and say tomorrow, but I do believe in this deep surrender or surrender like no other. This is going to be manifested a lot quicker than you actively realize because you are choosing to walk away from it fully while honoring the aspects of yourself. Let's see. All right, so I'm going to put this up. I'll just put that there somewhere. I like seeing that card. And I want to pull something from the Isis Oracle. And if this recording runs out, it is going to have to be what it's going to be because I don't have much space in this phone. And I might need to give me a new one. Spirit's been kind of guiding me toward that, but I'm like, for what? So we'll see. Depends what I feel like. All right, cleanse the cards from any no prior readings, cleanse the cards from any prior readings. All right, what message do we have for this particular individual? Okay, Angel Michael. Let's see what. Okay. Oh, I guess that's. Or I am done. I am so done. Thank you. Thank you. Absolutely. And y'all have to definitely check out. And so I'm gonna read some snippets of these things because these can be very long. But I just want to sit here and say, Divine Guardian, look at how beautiful this card is. Divine Guardian comes out, and Divine Destiny. Have we not been talking about destiny this entire time? Yes, we have. Okay. So Divine Guardian, I gotta look at this book because I have 43. You are venturing through a time of significant spiritual growth and healing. Snap fingers, but I can't snap, so it's okay. Somebody do it for me. Thank you. You can let me know you did it for me in the comments too. There are many changes occurring internally. Have we not been talking about you feeling overstimulated, oversaturated, and you just needing to detox and pour into yourself? Yes, we have. And they will be reflected in your external world soon. Also, period. You are protected during these times by the love and strength of the winged mother lady Isis. You can relax and allow your transformation to happen. Let your divine guardian protect you now as you learn to let go and trust in your own unfoldment for the greatest good. Mm. All right, I want to get into it, but because of time, I don't know how much. All right, I'm being told to read it, and if it's meant, it's meant. All right. By spiritual growth, oh, sorry, big spiritual growth can bring difficult challenges. Through such challenges, an initiate can gain wisdom, power, and awareness and leave behind fears that once held them captive. Free from past restrictions, free to live a life that is truly extraordinary and inspirational. Yet, the challenges can feel deeply confronting. The initiate may be tested to stay true to their own beliefs, even if their loved ones do not understand or support them. Yes, and that's been part of the journey. And didn't I just say you were being tested recently? Or they may be required to let go of what they have known to embrace something completely unfamiliar. And this may be uncomfortable for them, and they may fear losing love, support, safety, or friendships as they venture into a new life. And I've been processing that and feeling that as well too. So confirmation collective for sure. These kinds of spiritual growth opportunities are presented when the initiate is ready for them, even though this readiness might not seem obvious. The oracle of the divine guardian arises because you, dear initiate of the light, are venturing into a significant time on your spiritual path. There is a process cooking within you, and which may already be mirrored in your outer life circumstances that are actually challenging you to grow. It might look like an opportunity or it might appear as a crisis. I'm about to cry at that part because it's been appearing as a crisis. But no matter what the appearance, you are being guided to take the risks that intuitively feel right for you and have faith. You will be safely guided by the unconditional love of the Lady Isis. With wings outstretched and sword of truth in hand, protected from false images that would lead you astray from your true path. This oracle is also a confirmation you have been receiving impressions and inner nudges that are from your higher guidance, which have been helping you with situations that are currently unfolding in your life and will continue to do so. Confirmation, because I heard spirit tap. You are spiritually speaking. Yeah, you are spiritually speaking on the right track. No matter whether your life circumstances appear to be heading in one direction at the moment and then in a completely different direction the next moment, or whether you feel things are a certain way in truth, only to find the next day they seem to be different. These are all just signs of growth into a new consciousness. Life does not need, life does not have to be fixed or even clear at all times in order for you to be safe. Isis, Isis is with you, all is well. This oracle comes as a guidance that if you have been worried about another, that they are protected. Oh, that touches my heart too because I have. Whether this is someone alive at this time or a being that has departed the physical world and returned to the spirit, they are free from suffering, pain, and trauma. Not all is well. If you wish to send blessings to such a beloved, you can do with this incantation below. I'm not going to read all that because, for time's sake, I do want to get into the other one, Destiny of the Divine Guide or Divine Destiny. Divine Destiny. Okay. The Divine Warrior guides you to your divine destiny. As we like to call it, Onoka. The Divine Warrior energy exists within men and women as the inner propulsions to continue with a worthy path even during times of difficulty. When faced with a challenge, a true warrior will summon more of him or herself to the cause. It might be more wisdom, focus, intelligence, and surrender into the divine. The warrior within has great inner resourcefulness and determination. The part of you will lead this part of you will lead you to spiritual success. The oracle of divine destiny is a call to your divine warrior. This part of you has great self-esteem and believes that what you desire is worth whatever effort, personal growth, application, focus, and attention are required to obtain it, provided provide it aligns with your divine destiny. This part of you acts in personal integrity, and if the goal will compromise integrity, then the goal is refined until it shines like a diamond in your heart. Then the divine warrior will bring it into being. The path of the divine warrior is not one of any means to an end. The means to an end are considered equally important. The divine warrior will succeed in bringing about your divine destiny, but it will be done in a way that is in integrity with deep spiritual values. I consent to that 100%, no other way. These are important teachings on the path of the feminine about the need for surrender and allowing for the best manifestation. Didn't I say this is for a rare soul and a surrender like no other? I'm telling you, I love how these readings work. Anyways, continuing. The divine warrior is not at odds with these, but continually surrenders into the greater unfoldment and play of cosmic forces, seeking to align with those forces for greatest power and flow. The oracle of divine destiny often comes at a time when there is something that you feel you are struggling to attain. It may be a vague sense or clear vision. There is something within your heart that you have almost given up hope on. Who you telling? Wondering if it is ever really going to come together. Yeah, I've been there more than I like to admit. This oracle comes with the message that although you may feel struggle or challenge, it is not a sign to step away in the situation. It is a sign to put your faith in the divine. Didn't I sit here and say this is where you're surrendering to creator and divine timing and knowing that it's going to unfold in your life when it's meant to. Okay. To step is it is a sign to put your faith in the divine warrior within. The warrior may shift approach, change expectations, go within to find the resources you require, or find a completely different path to get you to your destiny. Do not give up the fight. If you are not sure to what this applies, ask yourself what it is in your life that you feel you are fighting to attain or maintain. Finding what it is, not in form, but in essence. If it is your job that you are fighting for, then it may be your freedom and responsibility that you are really fighting for, as an example. If you are fighting your weight or eating habits, then it might be the right to express your true feelings that you are fighting for. With your body as the divine warrior, refusing to give up the right to truthful expression. Find the truth of what you are working towards and keep your heart and mind centered in that truth. Did I not talk about peace, okay? Being the top priority, your safety being your top priority, pouring into yourself. This is all just beautiful divine confirmation. Your divine warrior will get you what you need and deeply desire in alignment with your best and highest divine destiny. You deserve no less. Say that again. You deserve no less. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna skip the rituals for these, but if you are feeling these passages, um, Divine Guardian and Divine Destiny, that was absolutely beautiful. I love that. Thank you, and thank you, Archangel Michael. I want to sit here and say I am more than likely stepping away from this YouTube channel. I'm not gonna sit here and say indefinitely, but not with the same. I won't be leaving messages with the same, you know, tenacity, just like strength, full force ahead as I was doing. I am going to look to just enjoy my life for right now. But if you are interested in the services that I offer in connection with the divine, you can go to www.mama, M-A-M-A, rain.org. There you will find the services that I offer, the rate at which I offer these services, and contact information to send an inquiry and we can schedule something. I love what I do. um, I genuinely love what I do and I would never give this up, but it's time to focus on me and pour into those collectives that see the worth, see the value, and are paying me my worth, mutually beneficial. So unapologetically so. I got some like other projects. I know I've been working on the chakra affirmations. I still have the crown chakra affirmations to craft, upload, and then post on here. I think after that it's going to probably be it for me for a while. I don't know that I'm with the weekly collective messages, and not because I don't love doing it. I can do readings every day, all day, and genuinely enjoy it. I'm just going to be pouring into studying. My face is going to be in a book. I'm going to be in nature. And, you know, uh, the divine has guided me and to beautiful places of peace within, despite circumstances. And, if you need further assistance and you want to reach out to me at the Divine, great. If you want to reach out to the Divine yourself, you can as well too. If you feel lost in that and you need assistance, we offer healing services, coaching services, and that's healing services, physical healing, entity removal, parasitic removal, helping with mental turmoil, physical pains within the body, womb healing. Coaching services is life coaching, relationship coaching, spiritual coaching, um, and psychic readings, I would say. Psychic readings, mediumship readings, so uh, readings with ancestors, your spirit team, your spirit guides. So much that's offered. Um, yeah. And so just thank you truly for listening to this message. I am myself in this one. This is probably the longest recording I have ever done and will ever do. And I'm gonna go back and watch it and be like, oh man, I could have been better at this area. But you know what? It's cool. I shed tears. I felt like it was very healing with you, collective. My name, my God given name, is Mama Rain. And Mama Rain y la Tierra, which means Mama Rain and the land. Um, I'm just happy that I'm able to bring these messages and that I've been blessed by the divine to be able to do so. Thank you and take care from me in spirit. Peace.